The Buhari administration is set to clock 1 year in office, and Nigerians are evaluating the performance of this administration. I'm Linda Akibe, and you're welcome to the Gavel. Nigerians have been taking stock of the performance of the President Buhari administration in the last 1 year. On June 9th, the 8th Assembly was inaugurated, so it's also a year since the beginning of the 8th Assembly. We're looking back at the federal legislature in the last 1 year. What were the high points, low points, and critical issues thrown up in the parliament in the last 1 year?
The drama that played out during the inauguration of the 8th Assembly was a sign of things to come. The National Assembly spent the greater part of its first year dealing with political squabbles and trying to assert its independence as an arm of government. How has this affected the relationship between the two arms of government?
There's a lot one can say has transpired and is still transpiring, and a lot of people are catching up with issues. So by and large, there's a lot still to be seen in this relationship of the National Assembly and the executive. But by and large, I can say that there has been a lot of progress.
I think the relationship between the executive and the legislature, for me, has been cordial, very, very cordial, has been robust. And so far, so good. There's no democracy, even the most advanced of them all, whether America or wherever you want to look at any part of the world, where you don't have two arms of government in a tug of war. But as long as that tug of war is for the good of the country, is in the best the interest of the nation, it should be encouraged. It should be encouraged, because if you have a cozy, everybody's in bed together, then what you have is more or less an autocracy in the form of a democracy. So we have a very healthy relationship with the executive, and we will continue to work together in the interest of Nigeria.
In the face of hostility between lawmakers over leadership positions, the two chambers went on break in a bid to ease tensions. Some Nigerians believe this frequent recess affected the performance of the National Assembly this year.
The leadership tussle ordinarily should be a quick thing. Get over that. If the party had their acts together, if there is not overstretched ambition on the part of many of them, if they understood that it's about service, that shouldn't take the time that it took. And even now, as we speak, it's not like it's over. That contestation is still affecting the quality of work. There are not many people who are comfortable with the Senate, for instance. Even within the Senate, it's like, let's see how this ends. And knowing that this banana peel theory, people think that it can slip at any point in time.
I believe senators are all ready and willing to, touch on their long vacation, which used to be 8 weeks, to bring it down to about 6 weeks, in order that they can catch up with some of the things that were left undone due to the frequent holidays at the beginning of the year. I think that is a matter that can be rectified, and it is being rectified.
The trial of Senate President Bukola Saraki, who was charged with false declaration of his assets, became a media sensation. Different opinions were expressed as to the intention behind the trial of the Senate President.
There is nothing to think there, because it is truly a fallout. You put 1 and 2 together, you surely get 2. As far as we are concerned, the Senate President is being persecuted. I stand by that, and I can say it anywhere.
It's that arrogance of people in power in Nigeria not to even be questioned. That idea that, why should you even question me? Nigerians really don't like the idea of being asked any question. So, and they can change the narrative. They have the resources to change the narrative, talk about witch hunting, talk about political persecution. But you're in politics. You are in politics. So you are not, if you were just your medical doctor that you were treating patients, nobody will take you to court for abuse of public trust. So it's important that we situate it within the confines of the fact that every Nigerian public officer, no matter how highly placed, must be ready to be interrogated and questioned within the confines of the rule of law. And that's what's happening. The most important thing is that there's a crime. The most important thing is that the institution of state that is trying that crime is not a panel, it is the courts. So if you're guilty, the courts would say so.
The expectation from most Nigerians is that the National Assembly will get set to play its role of oversight now that the 2016 budget has been passed into law. Most Nigerians will want to see both arms work effectively together for the development of the country.